Sophos Firewall is the heart of the world's best network security platform. I'll show you how to get your new device up and running in a few minutes. I'll first cover the setup prerequisites. Then I'll show you the initial firewall setup and registration steps, how to create a Sophos Central account, how to claim the firewall and activate licenses, and lastly, how to join the firewall to Sophos Central for easy management. Let's get started. Before you begin, make sure you have an active internet connection, a working DNS, which can be public, and ensure that outbound traffic on port 443 is allowed on any upstream devices. Optionally, you can create a Sophos Central account in advance, but I'll also show you the account creation steps here. In this demonstration, I'm using a Sophos Firewall XGS 116 model. Once the device is unboxed, make sure it has internet connectivity on the WAN interface, port 2. Then, connect the machine to the LAN interface, port 1. It will automatically assign an IP address to your machine in the 172.16.16 subnet range. In some higher-end firewall models, there's a dedicated management port labeled MGMT. We recommend you use and connect your machine to this port for the basic setup. The management port default IP address is 10.0.1.1. So, ensure the machine is configured with a static IP address in the subnet range of the 10. Network. Let's begin the configuration. From a web browser, access the Sophos Firewall web UI using the default IP address 172.16.16.16 over HTTPS port number 4444. If you're connecting via the management port, use the IP address 10.0.1.1 over port 4444. Accept the self-signed certificate warning message, and you're brought to the welcome screen. Click on the End User Terms of Use and Privacy Notice to read the associated terms and conditions. Once you're satisfied, check the box to accept and click Start Setup to launch the configuration wizard. Now, enter a new password for the admin account. Re-enter it below to confirm. We recommend you leave the option to Install the latest firmware automatically during setup enabled. Click Continue. You'll now create a secure storage master key to encrypt sensitive information. Make sure you store this password securely, as it cannot be recovered if lost. Once you've done this, check the box and click Continue. Ensure the firewall has internet connectivity. If any items on the list do not show a green check mark, you'll need to adjust your settings by clicking Manual Configuration. We recommend you use a public DNS such as 8.8.8.8 to ensure full connectivity. Click Continue again. If the firmware requires an update, you'll be asked to install the latest version before you can continue. Click Update to proceed. Once the firmware has been successfully updated, it will bring you to the Firewall Web Admin login page. Enter the username as admin and the newly created password to sign in. Enter a name for the firewall if you wish. By default, the device serial number is populated. Then, select a relevant time zone, set the current time, and click Continue. Now, register the new Sophos Firewall. Optionally, you can skip the registration process temporarily. You'll still be able to use the firewall for up to 30 days. I'll keep the I do not want to register now option unchecked and click Continue. Next, you're prompted to claim your firewall with Sophos Central. If a Sophos Central account does not exist, you'll need to create one first. I'll cover that process now, but if you or your customer already have an account, choose the appropriate option to claim the firewall, and skip ahead in this video. To create a Sophos Central account, click Sign up for Sophos Central. Enter the required information, including the email address for the account. Read and agree to the Sophos End User Terms of Use. Then click Submit. A verification email with an activation link will be sent automatically. Find the message and click Create Password. You're brought to a new browser tab where you can create your Sophos Central password and finish setting up your account. Check the boxes to acknowledge that you've read the Sophos end user terms and Sophos group privacy notice. In addition, check to acknowledge that the listed products are not available in your specific region. Then, click Activate Account. This will sign you into Sophos Central. At this point, you can return to the previous web browser tab and choose the appropriate option to claim the firewall. A Sophos Assistant interactive guide is also available to help you with this step. Refer to the link in the description to launch this in Sophos Central. When prompted, enter the credentials of the account you wish to claim the firewall with. You're now asked for additional authentication. Click Continue. An email with a security code has been automatically sent to you. Provide the code from your message. Then, set up a 6-digit PIN code for future authentication. It is very important that you do not lose this PIN, so store the information securely. Once this is done, click Continue. Next, set up multi-factor authentication for the account. We recommend using a mobile app such as Sophos Intercept X. Using the app, scan the QR code. Provide the security code and click Continue. Once you're signed into Sophos Central, a Claim Firewall window will pop up. The serial number of the device is shown. Choose Claim Firewall to proceed. You're brought back to the Firewall web admin, and the basic setup is now complete. The various license features along with their expiration dates are shown. If you have license keys to add, you can do so here. Alternatively, you can add them later in both the Sophos Firewall web admin or Sophos Central. To add one here, click Add License Keys. Enter the information for your device and click Verify Key. Then confirm. Click Continue to choose your initial configuration settings. Here, the firewall ports are shown, and you have the option to select or deselect any ports that need to be configured as the LAN zone. Optionally, you may also change the IP address of port 1 and its associated DHCP subnet range. I'll keep the settings unchanged and click Continue. Next, you can choose to enable network protection scanning for the traffic by checking the box for the relevant feature, or you can configure these at a later stage. I'll enable all features and click Continue. Lastly, specify a recipient and sender email address to send the configuration backup file for the Sophos firewall. By default, backups are sent weekly, and we recommend keeping this option enabled. The built-in email server will send these notifications. However, if required, you can specify an external email server and its relevant details as well. Enter and confirm the encryption password you wish to use for the backups. Then, click Continue. Finally, a summary of the entire configuration is displayed. If you're satisfied, click Finish. An email will be sent to confirm you have successfully claimed the firewall. The Sophos firewall will now reboot with the new configuration from the wizard, and this may take a few minutes. Once the device is up and running with the new configuration, log into the Sophos Firewall web admin. Now, add your license keys. As mentioned before, you can add a license in the Setup wizard, here in the Firewall web admin, as well as in Sophos Central. Under System, go to Administration. Make sure you're in the Licensing tab, and click Activate Subscription. Enter the license info, click Verify Key, and confirm. Next, I'll show you how to activate a license in Sophos Central. In the Central dashboard, click the user icon to open the drop-down menu and choose Licensing. Switch to the Firewall Licenses tab. Find your firewall in the list. By default, the name is the same as the serial number, but you can change this at any time. Click the arrow to reveal the firewall details. Here, you can see which subscriptions are currently active and the expiry dates. If you wish to apply subscriptions or transfer an existing subscription to the new firewall, use the options here to do so. In this case, I'll apply an email protection subscription. Enter the subscription key. Click Preview Subscription to view the details. If you're satisfied, click Apply Subscription and it's now added to your device. To confirm this, return to the Firewall dashboard and go to Administration. Under the Licensing tab, click Synchronize. Once complete, you'll now see the new subscription linked to your device. As a final step, we recommend you join your new firewall to Sophos Central to allow you to manage and monitor the device there. Make sure to note the device serial number. In the Sophos Central dashboard, go to My Products, Firewall Management, Firewalls. Click Add Firewall. Choose the option to add a configured firewall. Enter your device serial number and click Next. Now, you have two options to register. I'll register using OTP. Click Copy OTP and finish. This will save the information to your clipboard. Now, return to the Sophos Firewall web admin. You may be prompted with a pop-up to link your new device to Sophos Central for ease of management. Click Get Started. If this doesn't appear for you, under System, navigate to Sophos Central. Now, click Register. I'll choose the Use OTP option. Paste in the OTP that you copied in Sophos Central and click Register. Now, enable Sophos Central services. Select both options and click Apply. Finally, return to the Firewalls section in Sophos Central. Your firewall will appear in the Ungrouped section. Under Sync and Managements, you'll see that the status shows Approval Pending. Hover over the status and a window will appear. Click Accept Services. Your firewall is now joined to Sophos Central. And that completes the Sophos Firewall registration and basic setup process. I hope you found this video useful. Make sure to check out the numerous resources we have available for Sophos Firewall, including frequently asked questions, documentation and interactive guides, community forums, and more helpful tech vids like this one. Relevant links are in the description. Thanks for watching.